Ta-da! We did it.
Yep.
On time. With
On time.
mics.
Yes.
And they're connected. Hopefully they're working. Sorry, we can't actually tell from our end. And normally not till after the recording's done.
Yeah. But we've got green lights, so that's great.
Yes.
And they're not
Green
flashing.
means go. Good morning, friends. It is lovely to see people turning up already.
Yep.
Hi, Christy. How are you?
Oh.
I didn't actually ask you that when you came in today.
Great, because I was expecting it to be really cold, but it's not going to be a tremendously hot day in Christchurch, but the sun is out and there's hardly any wind, so that's going to be a bonus.
Is it ever a tremendously hot day in Christchurch?
Well, we
I think
did
I've
get
had
some,
like two. I've had two.
We got 3 in a row where it got to 18, 20 degrees.
Oh,
you know,
goodness
a week
me.
ago. And this coming week, I always say the third week
18 to 20, but for how long during the day was it 18 to 20 degrees, everyone? That's right, a solid 15 minutes at high noon. Something like this was a day long, and by high noon we mean around 2 p.m. somehow.
Yeah,
Let's not ask questions about the fact that the sun's directly overhead at 2 p.m. and then down by 5 still. Delightful.
But this is the third week in September, and it's always a glorious week in Christchurch, the third week in September.
Okay.
Yep, I just know that. So,
Okay, well, I am taking your word for it. You have the upper hand and experience on the Christchurch side of things.
Now, do we want to start with what we're wearing?
Yes, I mean, you're wearing we're both wearing my patterns. This one is actually written and ready. It's
Look
going to
at
come out
this,
when the
people.
yarn comes out.
It's just
It
gorgeous.
turns out, so I made this initially to model it, but I think I'm going to try to convince Christine to model it for the photos as well for the pattern.
It's just gorgeous. It's so light and toasty warm because Christine's just wearing the bare minimum underneath. Because I thought, well, it's going to be 12 degrees. I don't need to wear anything else.
No, absolutely not.
And it's so soft, and I'm not breathing in fluff.
Yeah. No,
and it's just
wonderful.
Great. It's beautiful. It really is. And this is the colour called Sushi.
Yes, it is.
And
which is on its way as soon as it's dyed. So we have already pre-ordered this yarn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here we go. Here's something I prepared.
Oh
over
yes,
here.
this is what I'm wearing.
Yeah, she's wearing Sushi.
Yeah, and this is one of the colours. How many colours you're getting?
I think we have 16 on order, including one called Jungle, another one called Swimming Pool. If you want to go online and look at some of their colors, I've ordered. This is the shop samples, and then eventually Christine's jumper. But this one's gonna live here, so you guys can actually meet it and meet the pullover, which is called Henson. It was really fun to make. It didn't take very long.
Yeah, and it's got a lovely neck.
Thank you.
It's not Ethan's normal.
I thought
keeping wear really warm.
I thought that perhaps bulky mohair may be something that we want to layer over top of something else, everyone.
Or just wear it on its own.
Or just wear it on its own.
It's very fun. It really is.
It really is. It's fabulous. It's so. I was wearing it last night. It's so comfortable.
It's just
insane.
You don't even know you've got it on.
Yeah.
It's just.
To quote Ned Flanders, as I rarely do, like wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. And if you haven't watched the old Simpsons episodes and only recent ones, well, woe betide you.
Yeah. So anyway. This is the Walk Big Kid Mohair.
Big Kid Mohair.
Which is 76% mohair, 15% wool, 9% nylon. And it's superwash merino. And you get 200 metres in 100 grams. Needle size 6 to 8 millimeters.
Yeah, and I did. So I knit that on a 6 with a 5 millimeter needle for the ribbing.
Oh, right.
Which I was really happy with.
Yeah.
And I did 2x2 tubular cast-ons, which were worth it. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I did a doubled neck is because doing a sewn tubular bind-off with a bulky weight fluffy yarn, I tested it on the swatch, was not pleasant. To the point where the swatch also doesn't have a 2x2 sewn tubular bind-off.
But I think wearing it, the double neckline, because it's only single around the cuffs, it just gives it a bit of body for the garment to hang off. Because I think if you did the single, it may just drag down a wee bit.
I think too.
But you still could do it. But I mean, I think the double just makes it look even more expensive.
I think this single might just look a little
luxurious.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it is a very luxurious, which you wouldn't believe until you have it
on.
No,
I know.
And then you're positively giddy because it's lightweight and it's soft and the color is beautiful and
you'd go into a shop and expect to pay, $800 for it.
Yes.
And it's like,
yeah.
No.
And so this took 4 skeins, and this is the, where is it? Here we go. This is the leftovers. So there's still about 20 grams of leftovers at the end. So, the smallest 2 sizes, and you could knit this smaller with less ease, but I do think most people will end up knitting this size, which is a 3 or a 4.
Right.
It's 130 centimeters circumference when it's finished.
Oh, okay.
With a 20-inch sleeve, which I just think that 20-inch sleeve, even if you have quite a slim arm, is just quite pleasant.
And I did think when I put it on, I thought, this is Ethan's jersey. The sleeves are going to be down to here, but they're not.
No, it's a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? An optical trick or a knitting trick?
No, it's a knitting trick. It's all based on the slope of the shoulders because they're actually shaped properly. Instead of being a square, they don't ride up or down. They conform to the shape of your arm, so you should all need roughly the same amount of sleeve, give or take, if you get the right size.
Yeah. Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, so I'm thrilled.
It is on the way.
I think this is gorgeous.
Love it. It is gorgeous on you. It's so
like,
cool.
Save up for this, and it's just like...
it is a real pleasure to knit as well.
And it's coming in partway through
Flocktober, hopefully. And the pattern will release when it comes in. And for the first 2 weeks, if you purchase the yarn, you'll get the pattern as well. And I'm going to be releasing 2 cardigan versions as well. So a round neck cardigan like this. Although I have to admit, the longer I think about it, the more that I'm considering instead, to be honest, everyone, doing a V-neck double knit button band version of the cardigan, and then a open front version that's slightly longer with an incorporated button band sort of treatment.
Oh, okay.
On the pieces, because I think that might, with a shorter, wider sleeve, because I think that might be a more useful layering garment.
Yeah.
So.
And would it also be, if you didn't want to do buttons or buttonholes, just have it as open?
No, that's what I was going to do. So that one's going to be an open sort of robe-like, I don't want to say kimono, but a kimono-like, it's going to be a kimono-shaped garment, essentially.
Yeah, which is all the rage, really.
Yeah, and they're really lovely to wear. I mean, I do really like my Andrea Mowry one, if I'm being honest. Because I do have a Trinnigan, which is a joy to wear.
Right.
So yeah, it was a joy to knit with. I absolutely love it. It is on its way. And yeah, right now I'm just wearing my Porto cardigan, which will be coming out. I'm just waiting to get some other things, A, done, and then B, to re-knit it. It is really beautiful on camera, which I appreciate, but in person, really up close, you can see that the wool is just not quite right for the size of the color work I've done. And so I'm just going to re-knit it in a different yarn. I really love the yarn and I love wearing it. I wear it constantly, but I do want to re-knit it in a different yarn for a good reason. But yeah, it is really beautiful to wear. And I can't speak highly enough of Gilliatt as a product. And I can say as well that we do have all the colors of Robinson confirmed being dispatched next Friday. So they will be on the way, the new yarn for us from Gilliatt, which I've already designed a pattern in, the toile number 3, which is available on Ravelry right now. And we have all 11 colors of Robinson coming. So if you've been waiting for a perfect summer yarn, it is a DK weight, semi-woolen spun cotton with a small amount of nylon and organic French merino des Alpes. Several of the colors are naturally dyed, and they are dyed. And then some portions of the wool are left undyed, and some portions of the cotton are left undyed. And then to create a more even texture, they blend both undyed portions back in with the dyed portions of the self-same. So the quality on the production side is really beautiful. We will also be putting that up for pre-order once we confirm that the shipment has left, so that then if we need to reorder, we can before it arrives.
Yeah.
So do keep your eyes out for Robinson.
It's the perfect yarn because Ethan's worn it before, and it's a pale blue if you're scanning back looking for it. And it just looks like an upmarket sweatshirt, doesn't it?
Yes, it really does.
It really does, and it's gorgeous. The fabric
is so
gorgeous,
beautiful.
and it's got that amount of cotton
marl
in it. Yes, and the marl with the white, so that's quite cool.
Yeah,
now, where did Christine get? Christine stayed up.
Christine has gotten so far.
I've stayed up really late last night because I wanted to, well, it's not finished, but I've blocked it. So you can see, if I show you like this, and the sleeve, so that it's, I've now just got the neckline to do, and there's a band around the bottom. And I was saying to Ethan, I tried it on last night, I sewed it all up, and it's got details that even I didn't know when I was knitting. It's just beautiful, the pattern. And you know, Christine had to do the mattress stitch to match all the stripes down one side, and then on the other side, you can't really see it, but it all goes down into V's, which when I was sewing it up, I'm thinking, oh my God. Anyway, I put it on last night.
So well.
And it was the same when I put on the gooseberry. I put it on and I just felt $1 million, even though the neck wasn't done and I haven't done the band around the bottom. I think it's going to be even if I do say so myself, stunning. Now, I did scare you last week by saying it was slightly bat wing. This is the slight bat wing. So it's like no bat wing, right? Okay, and it didn't bunch up underneath my arms when I had it on last night. And I thought, so I can understand when people put on Ravelry, this is my go-to sweater. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, now, my question,
okay,
because, you know, Kristen was up to watching mindless, normal TV, linear TV, because I didn't want to have to concentrate on something because I was concentrating to get everything matched, is when I go to pick up the stitches, and I can never remember, do I use a bigger cable than the circumference, or do I use a smaller cable?
So this often comes down to preference, everybody sitting at home. I prefer to use a slightly smaller or significantly smaller cable because of how I like to knit, which is with everything smushed onto the cable. Even when I knit flat, I tend to use a really short cable relative to the work.
Yeah.
So I prefer a shorter cable, especially for a neckline, because I find it keeps your stitches closer together. And then when the neckline tries to sag open, there's not as much yarn there.
Right. Okay. So I'll be doing that in the shop. So the top is just I think it's stocking stitch.
Yeah. I'm about to attempt a really frisky
But the band around the bottom is this 2x2 rib going down in this colour. The darker in the alpaca 2. So this is alpaca 2 and this was Tivini. So I am just so thrilled with that. So Christine's got momentum now because she's put it on, feels like $1 million, needs to get it finished to wear it, to show it, and people go, oh, where did you get that? Well, I knitted it myself.
Oh my God.
And I think it doesn't look homemade. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely
I think the Issachars have kicked it out of the park with garments that when you finish them, they just look amazing. They don't look, oh, I wonder where she got that. You know what pattern, but this just looks, I think it looks like shop board. So I'm just thrilled.
That is one of their big strengths because they are doing quite commercial style garment patterns, everyone, to be clear, which I think is beautiful. You do end up with that more, store-made sort of look to it.
Yes. So as far now, everybody in the knit, well, not everybody, but most people in the knit night, we're spending this time doing our swatches.
Yes, and preparing for Flocktober.
For Flocktober,
which is coming.
The 1st of October is a Wednesday night, so you're more than welcome to come along to our knit night if you want to share in the party vibes, and we'll be casting on if people haven't.
Are we going to be drinking? Sorry.
I don't know. Unless people have sneakily cast on during their lunch break.
Which is also acceptable. So you are allowed to you don't have to wait for us to start. You are allowed to cast on at any point.
Any point on the 1st of October. So Christine has got as far as caking, and I know. So I'm using, surprise, the Issachar tweed in lemon.
I'm shocked. Everyone, are you shocked? This is shocking news.
And I've collected up, thanks to a very good friend, and plus my remnants, because...
Okay, so you're going to have to explain this whole
situation.
Right,
okay, so I'm doing the Keep It Simple cardigan with a short sleeve. So Christine's never knitted a cardigan
Which
before.
is from number 3.
The Issachar Road to Tokyo, or Tokyo something. And I thought it would be good going
Tokyo
into...
to Tversted, there we go, sorry everyone.
Going into summer to wear over dresses or just to throw on. And sometimes you don't want a full-length cardigan. So
I've never experienced that before.
So this is the main colour, which is the lemon, and then you make up a 50-gram ball of scraps of alpaca 2, Highland, Tivini, whatever, and cut lengths between 30 and 50 centimetres, knot it and tie it all together. The sample, the swatch, sorry, you have to cut it into between 10 and 30 centimetre lengths, I suppose, to get a better idea of how the colour's going to flow. And it's got this stripe every sort of 3 to 5 centimetres, where you bring in another colour. So that's me. So, and 3mm needles, cardigan, so it's going to be a stretch, but I think because I love this so much, I'm just going to, rip into it really. So I can't wait to do the swatch.
So you haven't swatched yet?
No.
Okay.
I've caked because I'm too busy trying to get my lease finished, because, that's what I've done with that.
Excellent. Well, everyone, as you can see, I finished a jumper. Worth it. I've written a bunch of patterns. I've been doing other things. I'm doing some personal knitting, which is also, because it always is, work knitting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am about to be launching an advanced brioche course, I know, on the Flock online. And so to do that, I need to knit some advanced brioche. So I am knitting a fluffy, simple brioche lace piece to show the beginnings and basics of brioche lace knitting. So brioche lace knitting is done by making rapid increases or by forcing open the yarn overs, and then by decreasing away the excess stitches to form shapes in the brioche fabric using that rib texture. So right now I've just started a flying foxtail wrap in the original yarn by Stephen West, because one of the other things I'm doing is testing original yarns, and then I'm going to be able to help you guys make better substitutions from what we have and from what's available regionally, because one of the other things that is quite true is some dyers and yarns are just more prevalent in different regions. For example, I actually think that the brush tail 4-ply would be a really good substitute. I'm going to get Christine to touch this yarn for the melted baby Surrey, which is a fascinating discovery. When you feel it, you really get the idea of that sort of thickness and slight amount of haze, but it's not actually insanely fluffy the way other quote-unquote fluffy yarns are. So you'd get a very similar effect.
And it's not stiff?
No, not at all.
No.
It looks like it's going to be, but it's very flexible and soft. So I would say to absolutely, if you were going to knit this, I would use any fingering weight yarn that you really love. I don't think that super matters. The drapier the better, so something like Arwetta or Merci, and the brush tail is the other yarn, which would be a really great value. You'd only need 3 balls of the brush tail and 3 balls of Merci to make this.
Because one of our knit night people came in last Saturday and she was knitting a jersey, I think, or a cardigan in that brush tail, and everybody was like, oh my god, it's so soft.
It is so, Andrea, it was so beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
Oh, and her color work was also quite nice.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
So we had that. So,
but this is what I've been working on. But there are lots of new things, and Christine is a much better organizer of these things.
I know, because
she's ready to go.
We've got a whole wall now of needles and cables in the Mindful Knit Pro, the Chargo, all the sets are here. The needle sets. It was pretty Spartan, and now it's chocker full. So,
and just to be clear, this is what always happens, and it never lasts. So don't be that. If you're sitting at home, please don't be that guy that's like, oh, they've got needle sets. I'll wait. Please don't wait. Buy them now. Don't be that person. The supplier is a lovely human being, but they just don't keep a consistent stock of anything. So please help us help you.
So we've got the Knit Pro, the mini needles. They start at a 3 and go through to a 6, and they are, I think I saw that somewhere, she says, interchangeables, and it doesn't say what the lengths are. 8
the
pairs.
lengths on them
mini.
are...
They just call them mini.
They are mini tips. So it doesn't actually say the length.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go. 5 centimeters.
5 centimeters or 2-inch tips. Sorry, people. I had read that before. So
and they are really lovely. We have sold through all of these sets before, and these are the Zing special
ones, and they're 10 centimeters or 4
so those
inch.
are the standard shorts for hats. Or honestly, as I've discovered, some people with smaller hands just prefer to use short needles, which is fair.
Yeah, and they're 3.5 through to 8s.
Yes.
Oh my god! And then a new stock of all the types of gleaners.
All the different gleaners and replacement blade heads now, everyone. So if your blade heads on your old gleaners And their heads are backward compatible, so nothing that they've ever released ever ages out. You can always buy the replacement heads for it.
So I just picked up
the
two sweater ones because a lot of people come in looking for these, and
the sweater savers are really, really great because they're small and easily portable in something that if you're not...
And they're not going to rip your garment because it's almost like a very fine sandpaper.
No, it's a fine pumice is what they say on their website. It's a fine pumice application. So unlike the sweater stones, which I do also quite like if you can ever find them, they're quite difficult to get. These ones don't shed the same texture.
Yeah, I've got a sweater stone, and it's right, I have to do it outside because I was doing it in my kitchen one day just because I had an area that I could sort of brush it down, and then I thought, what's all this on the floor? It was all the little black,
it's just the little black
bits coming off, the grit coming off it. So I do it outside now because you do it in the carpet. So so that's that. And of course, my favourite swivel cords from Lantern Moon.
Yes. So apart from those cables, now I think you and I both agree that the swivel cables. We're both swivel cable people, I believe, right?
Yes. And the metal ones, I've had the plastic ones, the teal ones. They were great stepped up from the fixed, and I really loved them. And then I found the Lantern Moon ones, the metal ones, and oh my god, it's like
so the coatings are different. Yeah, the different colors produce just like in actually. Has anyone here? I can't believe this. So first of all, I'm gonna answer one question. Yes, Morag, I would love for you to steam that cardigan. The Lantern Moon cables are coated differently. Has anyone here watched on Netflix Blown Away?
No.
Okay, so Blown Away is one of the few new things that I think is really clever. It's like another one of those reality competition shows, except it's glass blowing.
Oh,
so it actually can happen in a condensed timeline, and you can watch the whole process. It is actually quite artistically fun. But one of the things that they tell you, which is quite fascinating, is that the different colors that they put into the glass heat to different temperatures. Oh. And I've actually asked Lantern Moon, sorry, not Lantern Moon, because it's Knit Pro that makes all of them, Knit Pro about this. And yes, the different colors of cable coating are slightly different in how they behave because of the colorants. So the clear ones might indeed feel different. I do really prefer overall the mindful teal ones.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I think a lot of other, and this is the other thing again, and Christine, you're going to be thrilled to find out. This is a good time to announce that for those of you sitting here at home going, mindful, Lantern Moon, what are all these different materials that you speak of? What's a xiaogu? Fair, completely fair. And we are going to be hosting our annual needle tasting again this year.
And believe me, it's worth it because I came in the last time for the needle tasting, and Ethan's got all the different styles of needles and brands and a ball of yarn, and you just cast on and knit a few stitches and then swap the needles out, and that's how I got on to, I tried them all and got to the mindful ones. Yeah. I mean, the Lantern Moon are gorgeous. Because you need different needles for different types of yarns. Absolutely. It's like what I would call a wooden style is better, I think, for silk because the metal it just slides off and you just
unless you're somebody who really loves a speed knit. And even then, anything with more than 30% silk, I think you really want on a wood needle. Yeah.
And it also, I mean, I'm a big fan of the zings. I mean, I do use the zings if I want to go fast, but the mindful, especially for the smaller one, they've got a really nice point on them. They do. And when you're doing, as I've discovered when I've dropped below a 4mm, you need a pointy because otherwise you're dropping stitches because you haven't got the amount of yarn and the stitches aren't as big, and so you've got to be a bit more precise, but you do build up your speed. Look at me, 3.5mm.
Yeah, I will say that's the thing. It doesn't, once you get used to it, it's not actually that many more stitches, and it's really not that many more rows because row gauge changes less than stitch gauge, so it's actually quite an effective way to knit.
Yeah. And the reason I like the Lantern Moon metal ones is I find they don't kink as much as the plastic ones.
So the previous edition plastic Knit Pro cables, I think we can all agree, are cursed.
Yeah, I use them for blocking.
Yeah.
I've got lots of them because I collected, and I did love the fact that each length was a different colour. So now
useful.
when I finish one of my ones and I think, oh, now I've got to measure it and put it in the right bag, so I know where all my cables are.
That is the nice thing about the number 14 needle case. Actually, I'm not kidding.
So you can put it all in.
Well, there's 6 compartments for cables. So you can actually, if you've been struggling with cable lengths, we do have some Project 14 still available. And we do actually have some cases that are just for quote unquote fixed needles. But if you have a lot of cables and a lot of different sets, you might actually need one of these just for organizing that. That's a Project 7. This is the 14. But I have mine organized because I only use 3 lengths of cables, really. Oh, okay. So I have 4. So I use my 2 shortest ones, the 20 centimeter and the 40 centimeter and the 60 centimeter up top. Then I have 80s and then I have 100s, and that's it.
Right.
Because those are the only sizes I really use. And if I need something else, that's a rarity. Sorry, I lost a tapestry needle out of the holder. If I ever need something else, I do tend to just go pick up that one cable for the project and then ditch it into like a bin or something. Yeah.
Well, I'm recycling my old ones for blocking or holding stitches. Because you don't. When I had to hold the stitches.
How environmentally friendly of you.
Yeah. And now I know to take the cable ends off when I'm blocking them, because when I do the sushi roll with standing on them, they just snap off. So I took that off before I blocked my lace.
And I will say as well, everyone, another good thing to remind people, because I just saw guys knitting with the beautiful Eros from Skeins, which is a possum containing yarn. If you are going to knit with the brush tail or anything containing possum, do make sure to knit it on metal needles. Wood needles. Wood needles, as we've discovered, the metal needles and the static with the possum can be quite an experience for a lot of knitters. Not everyone, but I definitely experience it quite badly.
So your internal energy transmits through your needles.
Through your needles. Yeah, one. But yes, and I have to say, I am really excited about this restock. We did get some of my favorite sets back in as well, which are actually the Lantern Moon sets. I don't use, this is the case. This is one of the Lantern Moon large cases, but we do have now back in stock the Heirloom, which is the 5-inch, the longer wood tips. This is the full size set. It ranges from 2.5 millimeters all the way up to 8 millimeters. Wow. So this literally has almost everything in it. And then this is the one that I have, the Legacy set, which is from 3.25 millimeters up to 5 millimeters. And I really love this one. I use it all the time, actually, for slippery things and for swatching. I do find, as well, having different needles and different needle materials is a good way to give your hands a rest, because you move them all slightly differently. So it is quite a nice thing. In a variety,
you would say that too for the mohair?
Yes, quite honestly. And I will say also with the mohair, find the needle type that works best for you. I personally found that quite pointy metal needles were best for this mohair, but I think a lot of people would probably discover a lot of success with a blunter wood tip needle as well, because of the cloud of fiber around the core. The other thing that I did pick up was the Short Tips Dreams set, which is a lovely 2-inch mini set. Hello. Perfect for sleeves and other super small circumference portions of your knitting. So if you're looking for that, these are back available. These always sell out quite quickly. We have them in the denim. We have them in this one. We have them in the bouquet set. And there will probably be more of them rolling out over the next couple of days, both in person and on the website. I need to put in a minute of snipping the join earlier in it. Oh! Yes, we have all snapped the join on a Knit Pro cable, I can say. I've definitely sheared the join off of more than one.
No, I only did it when I was stood on the cable end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I
heard
this crunch, and I thought, what's that? And that cable had to get tossed because the little screw end was completely gone.
No, I have over-tightened one before, and in the process, would you mind rinsing my giant monster cup, please?
And also the travel tip for beginners with the Lantern Moon cables, instead of getting that little thing that looks like a pin, you get a little wooden.
That is true, and
I do stick with the little metal point on it, and that's great fun.
That is true, and it works with your Chow sets.
Oh right.
It fits in there too. So honestly, buy yourself a set of lantern moon cables just to get the little wooden tool.
And you get 2 cables in the lantern moon.
Yes,
2 cables.
And it's $1 less per cable. Actually.
Yeah, and with the stops on the end and the little tightening tool, which is just great. And then you can have them, and you can always find it. I was having to put stitch markers and everything on the end of those little wee things with a little loop on it, because you could never find it, could you?
No, it's honestly, I've had so many weird issues with different things like that over the years. Yeah, it is one of the reasons that I really was a big Addy advocate for a long time, is because their click lock system meant that you didn't need a tightening tool. Oh goodness, I think we're over time. Well, I also have some socks coming out for Socktober, so stay tuned for that. And we do have an event coming up here the first weekend in October. We're just sending out some invitations, and then we'll tell you a little bit more about it. And some other new things coming out. So there is still lots on the way, but please get in on the needles early. Do not wait. Do not be that girl at the party who's like, oh my goodness, I didn't get any punch. No one likes the girl who didn't get the punch, right? True. Like, we get it, but it was sitting there on the table for like 2 hours, Becky, and then we dumped it because the ice ring in the center melts, and I think we can agree when the rose petals start to sink towards the bottom of the bowl.
It's not a good look.
No, it's time for the punch to be dumped. And then you have to make a new punch, and no one by that point is ready to make a new punch. You just make individual gin and tonics and move on, right?
Right.
We've all been there. And if you haven't, you should host a garden party like the one that we're hosting. By the way, I might actually host a garden party at the end as the wrap-up.
I know. Exciting.